Good evening and welcome to the Waterville Elks Club. My name is Kim Lindloff. I'm the President and CEO of the Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce and the Executive Director of the Central Maine Growth Council. And it's my pleasure to welcome you here tonight to the 52nd annual presentation of the Mid-Maine Chamber's Annual Awards Dinner, sponsored by Central Maine Motors Auto Group and Inland Hospital. Our reception sponsors this evening include Hool's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning and Peachy Builders, and our video sponsor is Oxford Networks. Thank you for your continued support. I would also like to acknowledge some distinguished members of our audience this evening who have joined us. Greetings to State Representatives Tom Longstaff and Representative Henry Beck, to Waterville Mayor Nick Isgrow, and we'll soon be joined by Governor Paul LePage and his Senior Economic Advisor, John Butera. Thank you for being here this evening. Before we break for dinner, I'd like to take a moment to offer a toast. Since we met here last year, the Mid-Maine Chamber has experienced the loss of some outstanding men who have shaped the Chamber to help it become what it is today. 3 past chairs, which in their day were called presidents, have left us. We are indebted to them and to their service, and they will be greatly missed. Please join me in raising a glass as we take a moment to remember our past Chamber leaders. Mr. Charlie Champagne, who was past president, he was president in 1975. Mr. Richard Sear, president in 1973. And of course, my dear friend and consummate Chamber supporter, Mr. Walter Simcock, who was president in 1968, which is the year I was born. Cheers, gentlemen. Tonight, as we prepare to celebrate 8 outstanding individuals and businesses in our region, I'm reminded of the commonality among these individuals that makes them all such great examples of community enrichment, their dedication to others. Someone once said that service is the rent that one pays to live on this planet. Well, if that's true, then these folks have paid their rent and then some. For those of us in this room, we have so much to be thankful for. Before we begin our dinner, let us take a moment to give thanks for all we have. It's my pleasure to introduce Representative Tom Longstaff, who will give our invocation this evening. Representative Longstaff.
Thank you, Kim, and good evening, everybody. Let us take a moment for prayer. Almighty God, creator of the universe, the stars, the planets in their courses, and this fragile earth, our island home, be present among us this evening as we recognize this year's recipients of the Chamber of Commerce's Community Service Awards. May your blessing rest upon them and upon their families, their co-workers, and the friends who have supported them, many of whom are with us this evening. May the example of their service be a model and an inspiration for others in our community. Bless also those who have worked to make this celebration possible, and those who have prepared the food and the other amenities that we enjoy this evening. And finally, may God's peace be upon all of us who are here this evening. Amen.
I hope that everyone enjoyed their dinner this evening. May I take this opportunity to get a big round of applause for the staff of the Waterville Elks Club? I want to take a moment to introduce our chair of the board for 2015, Mr. Jeff Corey. Jeff is the owner and vice president of marketing at Days Jewelers, and we lean on his expertise and enthusiasm to lead our organization this year. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Jeff, who will update you on the state of your chamber. Jeff?
Thank you, Kim. What a treat it is tonight to be with so many special friends and colleagues. It's hard to believe that it's been 30 years since Kathy and I moved from Fort Kent and Madawaska to open our little jewelry store on Main Street here in Waterville. And the only person I knew back then, 30 years ago, was Ed Oliver, sitting front and center here. You know, back then we started, you know, our company, a little jewelry store with 2 employees. Today, Days Jewelers is the largest retail jewelry company in New England. We employ nearly 150 people, and we are headquartered still right here in downtown Waterville. And, you know, one thing that's very special to me, you know, we all talk about the balance of life and how important family is and balancing career and family. Well, I have 3 children, and I am incredibly proud of all 3 of them. And there's so many people in this room who have been instrumental in helping me raise those children. You know, the great teachers, scout leaders, coaches who donate their time. This has been a wonderful, wonderful community, and Kathy and I are fortunate that we did choose Waterville. And I made the decision to serve on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce as a way to pay back all the things that this community, the wonderful things that this community has done for me and my family. And I believe that the Chamber, Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce, is, without doubt, has done more to enhance the vibrancy of our community than any other organization. Last year, I spoke to many of you and asked the question, what is it that the Chamber of Commerce can do to bring most value to your business for the dues that you pay? And the comments were the same all the way across the board. We need better jobs. We need more business, okay? Why is it that, you know, we work so hard to educate our young children, and we do a great job of it, it's in the community, with this balance with our education and sports, and they graduate, and the brightest and the best leave our area because they can't find a job, okay? So I just want you to know that your Chamber of Commerce has heard you loud and clear. Our objective this year, more so than ever before, is to focus on economic development in our region. And I am very proud to announce tonight that the Chamber of Commerce and the Central Maine Growth Council have joined forces. The Chamber will now be responsible for all management duties of the Central Maine Growth Council. Now, the Growth Council is the organization in our region that has been charged with economic development. So now we bring the best from the Chamber and the best from the Growth Council, put them together, and we will accomplish our mission, economic development. I'm also pleased to announce that earlier this month, the federal government has designated Waterville's foreign trade zone as alternative site framework approved. Now, and we're the first in the state to achieve this. And what this means is that businesses, our businesses in this region, can take advantage of duty-free status without having to build a whole new building in the 68 acres up at the airport. You can use your existing business and take advantage of the FTZ status. This is a very, very big accomplishment for our region, and it's been 2 years in the works, and it's come to fruition. Now we're out there selling it to businesses. Your chamber is very healthy financially. Thanks to the more than 700 members of this organization. And I want to thank you, members who have contributed to this chamber. And you can be sure that we are doing as much as we can to give you great value for your membership dues. This summer, thanks to Kim and her staff, we had some very special guests from Major League Fishing. They selected Waterville. There are very, very few places in the nation where Major League Fishing does their national show. They chose this region, and it was thanks to Kim and her team. And they actually, the 1 hour segment got aired on CBS in February, and it had the highest number of viewers for any show of its type. $1.2 million people saw this show featuring our region. So great accomplishment. Right now, I want to ask the Chamber Board of Directors and the Chamber staff to stand, please. I just want to say what a true honor it has been for me to work with all of you. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for all of the hours and selflessness that you give to our chamber. Very, very much appreciated.